Is there anyone here from Generation Alpha? Have you heard of it? I think I'm looking at 210 to 225. 2010 to 2025. Yeah? Anyone from Generation Z? 1996 to 2010. Right? Anyone from Generation Y? 1996 to 2010. Anyone from Generation X? 1965 to 1980. Right? Any baby boomers? A wheen? Eh? And that's 1946 to 1964. Then you had, I bet you there's one or two, war babies. We might even have one or two pre-war babies. Yeah. There's a new phrase that's come out, pre-war people. Have you heard it? It's scary. It's the Third World War people. This is a new. These descriptions, they're just produced by advertising people, public relations people. They've got actually no basis to them as an idea. Because, isn't it true that children are the same in every generation? Isn't it true? They do the same things and play the same games. They're more sophisticated games now, but the children are just the same. Have you noticed that the children in Gaza play around and run around, play football, go to school with an awning over instead of a roof? And children are the same the world over, and they always have been. Human nature has not changed in that respect throughout evolution. Jesus in Matthew 18:2 said to his disciples, because one of them said to them, "Who is the goat? Who is the greatest of all time among folk in the kingdom, Jesus? Who's the best? Who's the greatest?" And he said, "Well, I'll tell you." And he brought a little child. And he said, "Unless you change and become lowly," is the word, lowly, the lowest of these children, unless you become like them in their lowliness, you can't enter the kingdom of God. And that word meant also their legal status, because in Judaism of the time, little children didn't have any rights or status. What he was saying to adults, to the disciples, was, you need to give up your human rights in order to receive the blessings of the kingdom of heaven. And we know that in Islam, in other faiths, we know that the ancient Greeks, they didn't have a lot of time for children. In ancient Rome, among the property owners, a child became an heir at the age of 8. But children didn't have rights in that sense. They didn't have legal status. Some do have now. And it's quite interesting what Jesus is saying, that we, to relate to God properly through Jesus Christ, we have to behave and act like children. Not to be childish, but in this sense of lowliness and giving up our sense of desert and want and right and all of this in order to be close to Jesus Christ. And that's the gospel.